So that's resistance. These are the qualities of resistance. That's what we experience through touch, and on that we actually base our belief in the physical world. There's also motion, resistance and motion. This is the equivalent with time. Motion is the equivalent with time. And we often describe this as gravity. Gravity, although it's supposed to be a force of attraction, is actually a sense of resistance. It's our contact with the earth, with the ground. And that can come and go. It's much more flexible, just like time is. But gravity, the sense of gravity, is variable. We have a sensation that we're in contact with what's beneath us. It's described as attraction between two bodies. Gravity only exists if there are two bodies. And so in this way, diversity comes about. Notions of diversity, notions of solidity. This is what the illusion of reality is based on. It's based on resistance and motion, sensations of resistance and motion, and we build our ideas about things. It's this which gives us a sense of reality. If we see an artificial plant, or we're not sure if it's an artificial plant, what do? We touch it. We touch it. And even nowadays, it's sometimes not obvious if it's artificial or not. But we look to our sense of touch for a sense of reality. If something's a mirage, we try to touch it. And if we can't touch it, it's not real. If we can touch it, it's real. But it's a sense of touch which the ingenious people that create movies and video games have the hardest time with. I think they're working on it, but it's touch which conveys reality. So even though it's a video game and there's all sorts of sound and images appearing, and there might even be some simple force feedback device, it's that sense of touch, being able to interact with the environment physically, which gives it its reality. So this is what I think we should be coming back to. This is where our awareness is. It's in this touch. It's in resistance. It's in contact. This is reality's communication with us. What we need to do now, once we're aware of the sensation of touch which is going on all the time, we need to start appreciating it. Don't dismiss it as something, oh, that's a bit boring. It's not. It's intimate. It's intimate, private, not easy to duplicate, not easy to deceive. This is the stream of experiencing, being aware, being in touch with your sense of touch. This is reality. This is being alive. This is communion with the Absolute. This is what gives rise to our sense of diversity. And of course we get our sense of touch in dreams as well. We have our sense of gravity, but in our dreams gravity is less pronounced. We've still got motion, we've still got resistance, but the way it operates seems to be slightly different. This is how we differentiate different realities. But the fact that we can't fly in this particular waking reality, that we can't fly under our own power, for some reason we take that as indicative that this is the most prominent reality. Well, why should that be? Why should the reality in which gravity is so dominant be indicative of reality? Perhaps the reality in which we can fly under our own power is more real. And if you remember your dreams, dreams do have a greater sense of reality to them than our ordinary waking state. So we should never dismiss dreams as less real, although we shouldn't confuse them with this reality, even though they're essentially non-different. Rama asked, what happens when the notion of I arises in the Supreme? Vasishta replied, when the I notion arises in the consciousness, the concept of infinite space arises with it. From this to time-space continuum, and from this division and diversity. So I would definitely put in the sense of touch there, the sense of resistance and motion. I would say that this is what's fundamental to the I notion, resistance and motion. Or the touch-gravity continuum. Hence there arise notions like I am here, which means I am not there. And again, this is to do with motion. I am here and not over there. So we make this distinction. When all these have arisen, the I becomes aware of the subtle root elements from which the world appearance arises, as also the world experience. Thus, from Brahman, the infinite consciousness, apparently comes into being that which is not Brahman. However, this is only apparent and not real. In reality, the infinite Brahman alone exists. And we can be in immediate contact with it, realizing that contact is not between two things. Contact is simply sensation.